Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. And so today we're starting a new series and we're calling it Taking It From Simple to Spectacular. And so what I'm going to do this month, for the month of May, is I'm going to make cards. I'm going to start out with a simple card and then I'm going to make another card, very similar, but it's going to be spectacular. So today I'm so excited because, as you know, May 1st, the new catalog went into effect. Yay, we're live. So I can show you everything in the new catalog. And so I am going to be using the hot air balloon bundle, which is carried over and it's shown on page 77 of the catalog. Okay, so it's this cute bundle. And this is what I'm going to use to make my card today. I have new product, right? I have new bundles. I have new ribbon. I have all this new stuff. But today I'm making this card using something I already have. Perhaps you have it also. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the simple card and then I'm going to step it up and make it spectacular. So I've had a lot of good feedback about my videos. A lot of you want me to continue with the Tuesday videos that I've been doing. Start with a sketch, which I intend to do, because on page 22 of the catalog, right, there's all these sketches. And why not use these? I'm so excited. I can show you the sketches now. Here at the bottom of page 22, there are 22 sketches. And so for every Tuesday, at least for the month of May, I'm going to pick a sketch and I'm going to make a card using that sketch. Okay, but today and through the month of May, we're going to do from simple to spectacular. So here is my simple card. Okay, and I'm going to be using Meandering Meadows. This is the paper. Okay, this is 6x6 paper that's been around a while. It's still available in the online exclusives. Okay, so to me, that just looks like a beautiful sky. So I am using that. I'm also going to be using some new ribbon. It's the Petal Pink and White 1/4" diagonal trim combo pack. That's a mouthful. And I always mark on, as I showed you before, I'm always mark on my ribbon because it's white, doesn't say anything. I always mark what it is because over time you may forget what color that is. Okay, so I always mark it ahead of time. I put the number because people like to order it. So we're going to be using that ribbon today. I did use this on my simple card. Okay, so all I did was stamp Cherry Cobbler, the hot air balloon. I did use Azure Afternoon as this piece. I did cut out the sentiment on the die that's with the bundle. Hope your day is, hooray, it's your birthday. Hello, I can't even talk. And then I did use some current, I don't want to make it too simple, right? So I did use the ribbon. I just did it. I did my card base on Petal Pink. But let's see if we can step that up and make it spectacular. So today, I'm going to be using, again, that designer series paper. So that's what I'm starting with, my designer series paper. But what I did on this card was I did cut this out of the center instead of doing it this way and just stamping on the designer series paper. I went ahead and I cut it out with the die. And now I have it's just a little bit smaller. So this piece of designer series paper, instead of being 4 by 5 1/4, it's just a smidge smaller so that I can layer it on a piece of Petal Pink. And then my card base will be Azure Afternoon. So this will make it a double layer. So this card is going to look like this. And you can see what layering does for a card. It makes it really makes the designer series paper pop by using a third color. So I am going to go ahead and do a little stamping. I'm going to stamp the hot air balloon, and I am going to stamp that in the same colors, Cherry Cobbler and Azure Afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to line this up and hope that I can line this up inside that hole. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to see if I can be as accurate as I think I can. Look at me. You'd think I was a beginner stamper. No, I've been doing this for 23 years. So, hooray, it worked. Okay, now the other stamp from the set is this one. And I'm going to stamp this in Azure Afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in this little opening. Okay, so we are done with that. Now, I do have the piece cut for the sentiment. And I think instead of doing it in Cherry Cobbler, as I did here, I'm going to do it in Memento Black. I think that'll make it pop a little more. So I am going to stamp the same sentiment. Hooray. I need another block. Well, you know what? I'll just peel this off. And I'm going to stamp this in Memento Black because I want it to pop a little more. So can you see the difference just by using the black Memento? It did actually make the sentiment much more prominent. Okay, I think I'm done stamping. Now, what I want to do is make this into a shaker card. So, close my stamp pads. Move them off a little bit. I did actually die cut a few clouds because I thought that might add to it also. I have a piece of acetate. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my acetate on the inside of the card. This is how you make a shaker card. Okay, so I have a piece of acetate, and it's not huge, so I need to be careful where I put the adhesive. I could have made it a little bit bigger, but I had this piece of scrap, and I'm like, yeah, let's just go with what I have. Ooh, it's going to be really tight. That'll be okay. Oops. I don't want it to be too high. Okay. All right. So I have the acetate now. And now I want to actually use my, I'm going to use these foam adhesive strips. And I'm going to add these inside the acetate. These are awesome. These are perfect for a shaker card. Okay, so they're long strips of basically dimensionals. But the thing is that you really, really need to not have any gaps. Okay, so they're perfect for this type of card because in the old days we used to cut up dimensionals, and we would it was interesting because we would butt them up like this and we would cut them, and we would be nervous because we'd be afraid that there would be gaps. But on this, I'm pretty sure it's going to work out perfectly. Okay, so I have an extra piece here. I'll just glue this back down. Go back. You get so many of these. You actually get 40 strips. Okay, so I think there's 10 strips on a sheet, so you get 4 sheets. Okay, now I want to add some shaker. This is the tricky part. Okay, so I am going to use these shakers that are carried over. These are the champagne iridescent dots. Perfect for a shaker card. Okay, so I'm going to add a few of these. I'm not going to go too crazy with them. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to flip them so that the shiny iridescent part is showing through the acetate. I made a shaker card where I wasn't this careful, and it, believe it or not, seemed like most of the shakers were upside down. And I was kind of bummed about it, actually. Kind of looked kind of funny. So I'm just going to make sure that if most of these shakers, the iridescent side is down so that it'll show on the show through this acetate. Think about what I'm saying. Okay, now I am going to take another piece of this while I have this piece right here, and I'm going to put some of this down here. And the reason is because even though I have this as a shaker card, there. I need the rest of it to be raised up also. Didn't think about that when I did it. Okay, so I'm going to use some of these extra pieces. And that's why they give you so many. Just perfect. Whoa, Trevis. Sticky, sticky. Okay. One last thing. After I got all my shakers perfect, I went and touched it all and it kind of messed it up, but I think it'll work out fine. Shaker cards can be, first time you make a shaker card, you'll be like, wow, that's a little difficult. And it's really not. It's just that it's a little tricky the first time you make one. Okay, now I'm going to carefully peel these off. So I'm going to peel these off first. Okay. And then I'm going to peel off my shaker. A hot air balloon. And you know what? I have this little piece right here. I'm just going to stick that right there. Because I want the, I don't want this to cave in. Does that make any sense? Okay, I'm not going to, now the trick here is to line this up because you don't want to flip it over when you got all these shakers going on, right? These little pieces. So I am going to try to line this up. And I think I've got it. I hope I do. It'll be close enough. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. So cute. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this to my card base, my Azure Afternoon card base. Now I can flip it over because everything's good. Okay. Now I do have these clouds, so I'm going to put adhesive on these clouds. So I'm going to make us some clouds. I love these little clouds. There's two different ones. You can see there's a bigger one and a smaller one. I'm actually going to have this one come off the page a little. I think I'll leave it like that. I was going to trim it, but I think I'll leave it like that. Okay. Then I'm going to pop this up also with some dimensionals. Okay. Now I have some ribbon, and kind of what I wanted to do is put this behind it with a bow, but I didn't do that ahead of time. So I think I'm just going to trim it off. Yep. Just going to trim it off and glue it down. And put a little glue right here. Okay. So I'm going to put this first, my little trick, and then I'm going to put this next. All right, there's my ribbon. Oops, there it is. Okay. Ideally, I would have, well, those scissors aren't the best. Ideally, I would have wrapped that around, but I forgot. So guess what? We're going to make it work. Now I'm going to tie a little bow here, a little faker bow. Okay. Oh, there's my stomach. Do you hear my stomach growling? Ugh. I think I need to eat something. Oh, I didn't cut that very well. You know what? Those scissors need to be cleaned or sharpened. Let's see if we can find some better scissors. You're like me. Some of your scissors are not ribbon worthy. It's really good to mark your scissors if you want to just use them for ribbon. Okay, now I am going to add my sentiment. There. Okay, and then I am going to add some. Now on this one, I added these. Okay, so they're pretty, but I thought, ooh, these I think are even prettier. So these are the rainbow adhesive back dots, and I am going to use the Azure Afternoon because I think that'll pop. Okay, I think it's a little more spectacular than this one. So I went from simple, which only took me, you know, a matter of maybe 5-6 minutes to make, to spectacular, which probably took me, what, 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes to make. And I love both of them, but I really like this little shaker card. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. My name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I will see you on Tuesday with a Start with a Sketch video. Thanks for watching today. Bye.